this episode of Premier Interschools, we look ahead to this Saturday's massive encounter between Grey College and Grey High, live on Supersport.
Prepare for that combat. The end is where it begins. Everything in that game that you win back. Brace for the impact.
Palpable.
Brace for the impact. You catching that contact. Brace for the impact.
The 8th Premier Interschools match of the 2019 season is between two schools with a common founder and a common name, as the boys from Grey High make the trip from Port Elizabeth to Bloemfontein, where they'll be hosted by Grey College. Grey College is the third oldest school in the country and the oldest school north of the Orange River, founded in 1855 by Sir George Grey, governor of the Cape Colony at the time. The school is flanked by Unisi Girls High School and the University of the Free State. We asked the headmaster to tell us about the significance of this particular fixture.
Grey College has a very special relationship with Grey High. We share the same founder, Sir George Grey, who also later on founded Auckland Grammar in New Zealand. So we certainly have that connection between the two schools, which makes this a very special occasion for both Grey College and Grey High.
Sport forms an important part of the Grey College values, and the school boasts a heroes gallery of sports legends, particularly in rugby, with no less than 46 Springboks to date. Notable forwards include Adrian Strauss, Bismarck and Jannie du Plessis, Koenie Oosthuizen, Naka Drotsky, Morne du Plessis and Tian Stoffberg. Amongst the backs are Jan Serfontein, Frans Steyn, Ruan Pienaar, Jaco Reinig and his son Kobus, Hilgard Miller and Johan Goosen. Current provincial players include William Small-Smith, Dries Swanepoel, Henko Venter and Gerrit Olivier at the Cheetahs, Evie Viljoen at Leicester Tigers and Cornel Els at the Bulls. Cheetahs player William Small-Smith has fond memories of his first team games against Grey High.
In 2009, I still remember it was the first game after Craven Week and I got concussed, so I had to miss the game against Grey High School in 2009. It was a very tough game. I was watching from the sideline and they had a guy playing for them named Sia Kulisi, and he was doing a lot of damage. I still remember the one time how he ran into Johan Goosen. I think Sia came out on top that day. Very tight game here in Bloemfontein, which we just won, I think 13-8 or 18-3 or something. It was very tight. And then in 2010, our game against Grey High School in PE, a lot of us were playing SA under 18 on the Friday night in PE in the stadium. So on Saturday we were on the bench for the first team game because we couldn't start as well, and it was very tight until half time. Grey played with a lot of passion, and then half time myself, Paul Jordan and Johan Goosen were put onto the field, and that just swung the game into our favour, but it was also a very tight contest.
Yeah, Grey High is our brotherly school. They're always very competitive, especially we play them down in Grey High, in Port Elizabeth. They're playing up in Bloem. So we'll see how the match unfolds. But their coach Alan Miles and the Grey High boys is always very well prepared, and they got a lot of enthusiasm on the day, and they put their school first. So I expect a tough encounter. We will play our normal style of rugby, which is at Grey, where we always play the guy in a better position, and we try to play a running style of rugby and to enjoy it.
Coach Wessel du Plessis' boys have remained undefeated this year, as they did last year, with Grey College at the top of the school rankings yet again. They've won against serious opposition from schools like Paarl Boys and Parel Gym, and two New Zealand teams in the World Schools Festival. asked the boys how they felt about the year ahead and what it means for them to play in the grey jersey.
Het is een baie groot indig vir ons want dit is grey teen grey, dit is waar die regte grey uitkom. Kyk wie wen en ons sien baie uit vir dit.
Dit is 'n groot inter vir die jaar, dit is ons broerskool. So die afwagting daarvoor is altyd groot. Dit is grey teen grey. So spanning is altyd daar. So ek sien uit vir die game.
Yeah, it's always a big game playing against Grey High. Because they're our brother school, it's really one of our biggest inter-schools throughout the year, and it's a battle to see who's the real Grey. Grey has a very rich tradition, so it's part of our upbringing at this school to get to know the people who've been here before us, and even the guys that were just a few years older than us. Every old Grey is a legend, so we're quite aware of everyone.
Ek dink almal van ons hier by Grey is bewus van ons geskiedenis en die legendes wat voor ons hier gewas. En ons het net ons verantwoordelikheid wat ons moet doen om hulle name hoog te hou.
Dus ek kyk baie op na hulle, hulle is verdien vir my as 'n motivering om eendag daar uit te kom waar hulle uitgekom het. En ja, mense kyk maar altyd waar is die old Greys in die wêreld.
Grey College has been on the winning side in this encounter for 7 of the last 8 years. However, the boys from Port Elizabeth have more wins than losses on their sheet this year and will be looking to regain a victory against Grey College, whom they last beat in 2014. Grey High School was founded in 1856 by John Patterson. The connection to Sir George Grey comes from the land that he made available for the school while he was governor of the Cape Colony. The school is now arguably one of the Eastern Cape's leading boys' schools, with 800 learners, of which around 100 are boarders. In addition to Grey College, Sir George also founded Auckland Grammar School in New Zealand in 1850. We asked the rector, what is the hallmark of a Grey High boy?
You know, if you can create a common purpose, you can then actually bring people together. And creating values and a common sense of where you're going and who you are is what we actually need in society to bring people together. And that sense of common purpose is actually developed by things like these derbies that we play and through things like sport very much. The values that you're trying to reinforce come through very strongly.
With old boys including the Pollock brothers, Grey High remains a force to be reckoned with in cricket. But their rugby team has been slowly climbing the school rankings, earning respect and establishing a reputation as one of the top teams in the province. Famous Grey High old boys include cricketers Graham and Peter Pollock, Wayne Parnell, Peter Stradham and Rusty Turon. Springbok old boys include Luke Watson, JJ Engelbrecht, Jan Serfontein, Kerwin Bosch, Sia Kolisi, along with Jeremy Ward and Sergil Peterson and Junior Pokamala at the Cheetahs. Sergil Peterson remembers his time at the Grey, a small boy from a small town whose life was changed by his time at the school.
Coming from a relatively small town, Humansdorp, into a big city, it's PE. To me at that point it was a big city. So I think the values I've learned at Grey, molded me into the man I am today.
Alan Miles has been working with his boys over the break, getting them ready for the final half of the school rugby season.
We're expecting Grey College to obviously provide a clinical performance. They're a side with not many weaknesses. And something that really impresses me the most of them is how quickly they transition from defence into attack. And I think in particular the game against Paul Boys High showed that they're also a very strong side from a mental toughness perspective, in how in the second half they managed to turn it around and really take full control of the game. So they're a mentally tough side as well. So they're going to be a nice challenge for us.
Grey High has won 6 of their last 10 games and earned respect against some tough opposition like St Andrews, Paul Roos, Rondebosch and Wynberg Boys. They will be travelling to Bloemfontein as a seasoned team this time of the year and are famous for their never say die attitude. we asked the 2019 team how they felt about the game ahead and what it meant for them to pull on that first team jersey.
Grey College is always a big game for us, whether it's in PE or in Bloemfontein. From a young age, it's always the biggest game of the season, but we're really looking forward to it, and it means a lot to both schools.
Obviously, it's massive, it's huge. It's something we always look forward to. Just the atmosphere about it and how everything comes together on that weekend. Nobody can explain it to anyone who hasn't been there before.
The Grey College game is always one of the most competitive games of the season, and the boys always get really excited for this game. This is one of the last games of the season, so the Matrix are leaving. Some guys are getting new chances, and it's just a good experience all around playing Grey.
Come Saturday, all eyes will be on Bloemfontein as Grey High comes to town to take on Grey College in one of the premier games in schools rugby.
Yeah, I mean, guys, your days playing for the first team is coming to an end. There's only a bunch left, so my advice to you would be enjoy every single moment. It's such an honour to play for your first team. It's such an honour to play in Bloemfontein in front of your whole school. So just go out there, do the guys proud, and don't leave anything in the changing room.
Hi boys, just would like to wish you all the best for your game against Grey College. Go out there, give it your all. For some of you, it might be the last time you play Grey College, and just do your best.
Watch Grey College versus Grey High in Premier Interschools Rugby this Saturday, live on SuperSport.